Hi everyone, this is Sigru speaking. I recently talked about the history of our planning engine at the AGR Nordic User Day and wanted to share it with you. This month, the Planner engine is also celebrating its 2-year birthday since it was in October 2016 we released the first version of the data series Planner or the Planning Engine.
Historically, the core product for AGR has been the inventory optimizer, where the demand for replenishment is based on statistical forecasting. But like many of you know, statistical forecasting isn't always suitable to predict demand, and it doesn't work well when the history doesn't reflect what's going to happen in the future. We started developing planning software in 2009 to give our customers the ability to have an effect on the forecasted demand. This is a screen grab from the first version, a little blast from the past. The basic idea was to give sales and marketing departments the ability to use their knowledge and market insights to have an impact on what was ordered. The basic functionality introduced in this version was the same as it is today, that changes could be made at all levels of data and for different dimensions. What I mean by that is if a number was entered for a group of items, say the beer category, the value would be distributed to all items below. This is all well and good, but what did we learn? While we were implementing the software for different companies, it soon became clear that the data structure was too fixed and too complex. Every customer wanted to view their plans a little bit differently or display additional data they needed while planning. We also saw that it would be very difficult to extend the solution to be able to handle more complicated processes. We were in a sandbox environment. In essence, the sales planner was a separate piece of software completely detached from the rest of the product. This meant that we faced many issues around moving data back and forth between the systems, almost like we were integrating with a third-party solution. All plans were quantity-based and on item level. Yes, even though the functionality to distribute each number down to the lowest possible level was helpful and very important, since that meant that the numbers could be fed straight into the replenishment calculations. But in reality, this is not desirable in all situations, since you start planning long before you know even what products you're going to sell. We had ways around this by, for example, creating dummy items, but in reality, the only thing the user wanted was to say that he was going to sell 10,000 bottles of beer January next year. Over time, we just had to admit that we wanted more than the original product was designed to do. The tool was designed to plan demand, but in reality, you need to plan many different things. We wanted to be able to capture the whole process. So when we created the web version of the sales planner, we wanted to do it differently. The planning part of the system should be fully integrated with the rest of the system, and before we started, we came up with this goal. Create a dynamic, flexible, and configurable planning engine. The engine should solve the needs of our current customers, but at the same time have the ability to be the base for different planning processes. To explain it a little better, we saw it like this. The task we were taking on was to build the engine, not the product. A powerful engine that could be utilized differently for different products. It needed to offer the ability to view and amend data from many different data sources and an extensive ability to display the same data in different ways. It had to have dynamic filtering options, graphical representation of data to name a few, and of course be user-friendly and intuitively designed. Didn't ask for much. Prioritize functionalities that we understood and our sales planner required, and we started by building the sales planner in parallel on top of the engine. And the idea was to then build different products fit for purpose, which all would utilize the same engine. I was grant from RAMNIS, the Icelandic Center for Research, and moved on to develop the merchandising models that were all built on top of the same engine.
The first module, the Department Manager, where we create high-level, value-based financial plans, has already gone live with our beta customer Bon Marché, and the rest of the modules are being implemented at Lifestyle Sport. Then somewhere along the way we realized that we had reached our goal when we saw that the engine fitted for so much more than planning. We started creating tools that didn't have anything to do with planning but still assisted our users with managing their supply chain. Examples of those are the usage statistics, APC analyzer, and the simulator tool, which all fit within a new section of our system we will call analytics, and I will introduce separately in another video. The possibilities are endless. Many of you have already built custom workspaces within the planning engine for some of our customers, which you will hopefully share with the rest of us. Basically, give us the purpose and we will fit it in. Thank you for listening.